This is Michelle Bader Ebersole. I'm sitting here in a closet. If you can see me on Spotify, I apologize if the sound is not the best quality. I am actually about 2 hours outside of Boston using my AirPods and my laptop, and I'm in a closet. So it's not the top quality that you've come to love. Anyways, I am just going to do a quick little end of the season podcast. So, this will be the last podcast in season 2. I'm super excited to let you know that we will be launching season 3 in a couple weeks. I believe it's August 27th. Let me just look that up. I should have had that in front of me before I started talking, but it's about 2 weeks from when you're hearing this. I'll be launching season 3. Yes, you can look for that on August 27th. And so, if you're not sure what's going on with Mark, go ahead and go back and listen to the last podcast. He is no longer going to be podcasting with Widowed Too Soon. He's got lots of stuff going on. We wish him the best, him and Tina and the kids and everything that they do. So just kind of wanted to do a wrap of season 2 and let you know what's coming in the future. So just to get started, yes, I'm in a closet in Massachusetts. Why am I here? So as you guys may or may not know, Joel is actually from the Boston area, and we come out every summer to visit his family. And so this year, it's been really fun. We rented this gigantic house. I don't even know how many rooms and how many beds. It sleeps 20 something. And it's been really fun. Literally, his 4 siblings, so there's 5 of them, his 4 siblings and a lot of the kids, most of all the kids of all of them. So it's been a whole house full, plus his parents, and the spouses and all of that. And it's been a fun time. But I'm going to tell you, because this is Widowed Too Soon, there's been a little bit of grief. And I shared this with Joel when he's like, what's wrong? And it's not that I'm not loving this and having a great time. It's just, it's another reminder of what I've lost, meaning being the new one in a family, instead of being like with Luke's family where it's comfortable, or my own family, and not having my kids here. And I'm so happy to see all of his family hanging out, having fun, but it's not yes, they are my family by blood, but it's only been 16 months since we've been married, and we've only been out here twice since we've been married. I've been out here total 3 times, once when we were dating and then twice. And so love them all, but I'm not super comfortable yet. That takes time. And since they don't live near us, it's going to take a long time to get there. And it just, seeing the, husband and wife and kids all intact just kind of brought me a little bit of sadness, wishing I had that for my kids, wishing I could bring them on a trip like this. Yes, could they have come here? Yeah, but they'd feel even more awkward than me. And it would have, they would have been like, these don't feel like my cousins. These don't feel, would have brought them grief too. And so it just brought up a little bit of grief. And I was a little bit quiet sometimes, just kind of thinking about all of this stuff. And just, I don't want to sound like I'm not thankful for what I have. I'm super, super thankful for Joel and the chance to be married again and be part of his family. And they're all wonderful and great. It's just, there's still going to be, you guys, I just posted this recently. Do you remember the episode with Annette, sometimes known as Andy? And she was talking about how grief is like glitter. Like you can't ever get it all, right? If you ever have spilled glitter or had a kid who spilled glitter or anything like that, you know that it takes a long time to get the glitter up, right? And so she was saying grief is like glitter, like you think you have it all and you move the couch and there's some more. And that's what I felt like. It's been 4 years, but I feel like I found some more glitter while I was here. And it's a simultaneous feeling of being super, super thankful for what I do have with Joel, but also missing Luke and missing my family being all together. And then Haley goes to college in 2 weeks, and less than 2 weeks. And so that's bringing up grief, because I remember how hard it was to take Hayden. And, just any milestone is hard. Yes, Joel and the kids will be there, my parents will be there, but it still brings up grief that the father of my daughter is not able to be there and to, send her off to college. And so that's been a little bit difficult. And then just being here, we've been gone for almost 2 weeks between going to Boise, coming back, and then going here. And so I've just been a little bit, I'm never homesick, but I'm just really missing my kids, and then being sad that Haley's about to leave for college and just wanting to be home because I know that she's going to be to college in a few weeks. So anyways, that's a little bit what's going on with here, but I really wanted to share some exciting things. I am so excited about season 3. I already have 4 amazing interviews lined up. And if you want to be a guest, this season is going to be very, very guest heavy, like probably 3 out of 4 episodes every month, sometimes 4, depending on what's going on, are going to be guests. Like, I want to continue this podcast because I believe there are so many stories just like yours that still need to be shared. My story isn't going to touch other people the way your story is. And so I would really love it. Please go to the show notes. There's a little link that says something about being on the show. Click on it, fill out a few questions, and then I will reach out to you with a calendar, and you can choose a date and we'll record. And it's very simple. It's called Riverside. It's a lot like Zoom. So if you're familiar with Zoom, it'll be easy for you to use. And we do a video and an audio. And I'm also planning on season 3, hopefully, if I keep up with it, putting every episode on YouTube. And so I'm super, super excited about where we're going with this. I've prayed a lot because we're kind of in transition, as you know. So I've prayed a lot about where to go with this. Do I continue? What's the plan? And God's given me a very clear keep going, share everybody's story. And so if you're feeling a little like, ooh, tug on your heart, maybe I should share my story, please take a minute, fill out the form. I'd love to have you. I would love to have you as a guest because you have been through a different story than I have, and your story will touch other people that mine can't. And so I would really love for that to be something that if you're feeling like, if you've been on the fence about it, like, oh, I don't know, then this is your sign that it's time, because this is going to be an entire season filled with all kinds of people's stories. You're going to also see a few changes in the beginning of the episode. I've got some plans for things I'm going to change to make it more interesting. You don't have to hear me babble on and on all the time. I'm actually going to have another podcast that's going to be more about my personal life. This is going to be more about just getting straight into the interviews and really sharing other people's stories. And then when God puts something on my heart, like he often does, then I'll do my own personal episode. But as far as the day-to-day, what happened since last week, I think that's going to be my other podcast. So it's going to be called Live Well with Michelle. And that's going to be launching sometime in September. So I'll keep you updated on that. If you're like, no, I still want to know about your personal life, I don't know why you'd want to. But if you do, you can always follow me on Facebook, Michelle Bader Ebersole. But if you want to hear more about my personal life, I will be doing Live Well with Michelle, where I'm going to be sharing my health journey, my life journey, what I'm reading, what I'm doing, just more about like my personal life, and then keep this one a little bit more separate for just going into the widowed stuff. So speaking of like what I'm reading, I did want to share this. On the way here, I started reading this book. I highly recommend it. It's by Jenny Allen, and it's called Tired of Being Tired. And she goes into the fact that we will always be tired. Like, it's never going to be until we're in heaven. There's always going to be some like tiredness, and just to realize that. And then she goes into the 4 types of exhaustion, and it just was like ding, like in my mind, like I suddenly got it. So let's see if I can remember it. It was like, of course, physical exhaustion, spiritual exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and emotional exhaustion. And I was reading it and taking this quiz last night, and I was like, Joel, which one do you think I am? And he was like, emotional. I was like, yes, like 6 out of the 8 answers, I was emotional, and my second one was mental. And it was not a surprise to me, because it was like saying, how can we still be tired on vacation? It's because we have these other kinds of exhaustion. And like, I'm in a season of rest where I don't go to a normal job. I don't have to get up early, but why am I still feeling tired all the time? And I realized I need emotional rest from like my whole life and just all the things that I've gone through. And you're probably in the same way. When I get to the good part, I'll let you know where it tells you what you can do about that. I'm not quite there, but anyways, I highly recommend that book because it helps you identify like the different types of exhaustion you have. And as widows, I think we could be exhausted in all of them. I know I was very physically exhausted the first year for sure, because you're just going through all of this trauma and all of this stuff. And, anyways, I also wanted to share something really exciting. I did like one quick post, but I've never really talked about it. I just shared someone else's post, but I wanted to tell you. I'm sorry, men, this is for women only. We are having a widows, as in women this time, a widows retreat October 1st through 4th in a little town called Guthrie, Colorado. Super, super excited about this. God totally brought it together. One of our past guests, I reached out to her and we ended up forming this like alliance to come together and do a retreat. Kate Kelly Slaybeck, probably saying it wrong. Anyways, she has this place we can go to. And so you fly into either Denver or Colorado Springs. We found that Denver was way cheaper and we have a few spots left. So I just wanted to put it out there to be fair to everybody. I reached out to the people who went to retreat last year and a few other people, but I just wanted to put this out there because I know that's how a lot of people came last year as they heard about it at the retreat. So if you're interested, I need you to send me an email like immediately, and then I'll get you the link on how to get signed up and all that stuff. And I'll also put a link down in the show notes that has like you can see the ranch. It's a ranch with like horses, ATVs, all that kind of thing. And so we're capping it somewhere between 15 and 18. I believe we have between 10 and 13 signed up. And so just wanted to put it out there. If you want to come, please let me know. Let's do this email, Michelle at widowgoals.org. Again, that's Michelle at widowgoals.org. And send me an email and just put retreat in the title and say I'd like to come to the retreat or I'd like more information. And I'll make sure you get that. It's going to be a really great time. Instead of 2 days or like a day and a half, we have 4 days. It's 3 nights, 4 days. And there's going to be a lot more like fun time because we're going to be out in Colorado. And it's going to be a beautiful time where I see a lot of healing happening. I see a lot of camaraderie and friendship, and I'm just excited for what God's going to do in that time. We're going to have Kate as one of our speakers, and also myself and Stacy Campbell Waits, who's been a guest several times. She was widowed twice by the age of 40. She's an amazing speaker. You won't want to miss her. She's going to be so great. And so it's going to be just a really great time. So if you are wanting to know more, the cost is $800, and I know that is a big expense. But I would just ask you to pray about that. Maybe even ask some people. You know, when I was a new widow, I couldn't afford grief counseling. Somebody paid for it for me. And so, you know, those people who are like, let me know if I can ever do anything to help. You could come to them with this and be like, hey, I really want to go to this retreat. I think it would be good for my healing. You know, do you have any money you want to put towards it? And see what happens. So, and let me know too, like if there's no way you can go, but you really want to go, and we'll see what we can do. I think I'm gonna put some stuff out on social media to try to raise some more money to make sure that every widow who wants to be there can be there. So that's something really exciting I wanted to talk about, and just that I am really excited. So don't think the podcast is over. Just know there's a 2-week break. I got a lot going on with trying to get Haley to college, and I just want to start things out a little different, take a couple weeks off, and just know that August 27th, we'll be coming back with season 3, and it might look a little different. It might sound a little different. But you know what? Life changes, and I'm really excited, you know, about the direction that it's going to take, and just really appreciate each one of you being here for 3.5 years. You know, I mean, not all of you have been here that long, but It just amazes me all the time when we get messages and people say, "You've helped me so much. I binge listened to your episodes," and so on and so on. And so, anyways, okay, I've babbled for long enough in this closet. Sorry if the sound quality is not that great. I just wanted to get this out there while on vacay. I get to go home tomorrow. I'm so excited to see my kids and just get Haley ready for college and all that stuff. And I'm homeschooling. I think I told you that I'm going to be doing a co-op and teaching high schoolers on Mondays. And this is going to be a whole different world. It's a whole different world right now. Sometimes I just look at my life and I'm like, I don't even recognize it. I know you guys get that too. Like sometimes in really hard ways, but sometimes in really good ways that I'm like, whoa, I don't recognize it. But to everything, there is a season. Turn, turn, turn. It's a Beatles song, but first it was a Bible verse. So, anyways, was there anything else I wanted to share? I wanted to share that I appreciate you guys, and it's going to get better with time and the proper taking care of your heart, dropping off those rocks, meaning every time we have grief, they get put in our backpack and we need to unload those rocks. So taking care of those rocks, dropping them off, doing the grief work, it's not going to hurt as bad as it is today. I remember, like, I'm not just saying this, like, I literally remember those feelings of just utter, like, agony and sadness, and I can't get out of my bed, and how will life ever get better to where I am today? And it's crazy what God can do. It's crazy how God can heal a broken heart. God doesn't promise that life's going to be easy, right? Even, I wish He said, widows, nothing else hard will ever happen to you. But that's not the way it is. But He promises to be with us during the hard times. I know a lot of people that I love going through really hard things. And the best part is that God is with us. God is with you today. Today, even if you don't feel like it, God is there. One more thing, if you do live in the Vancouver/Portland, Oregon area, we're having our monthly event. We do it the third Monday of every month. Reach out to me or search Widow Goals Vancouver area and you can find our group. We'd love to have you as part of it. Shout out to Tammy. Thanks for hosting again. And I think that's it from the closet. 17 minutes of me talking about myself. But anyways, it's a good time being here in Massachusetts. So love you all and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.